When purchasing, looking to refinance to a better rate, or release equity from your home, one of the first steps you need to find out is your borrowing power, or how much a bank is willing to lend you. In this video, we're going to help you understand what is your borrowing power, what impacts it, and how it's calculated. And then we'll provide you with 4 tips of how to improve it. Hey guys, it's Sam. Here at Lendy, we've helped thousands of Australians calculate their borrowing power and get into their dream property. By the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of what you might be able to borrow and how you can increase this. Now, before we start, if you're interested in getting great home loan tips in Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you can get notified when we post new videos. So what is borrowing power? Your borrowing power is essentially the amount of funds that a lender is willing to lend you. So how is borrowing power calculated? Although the exact criteria will differ from lender to lender, your borrowing power will be calculated based on the following. Your income is the most important factor when calculating your borrowing power. Your current and future income situation indicates to the lender how you're going to be able to meet the ongoing nature of the repayments. Income can be derived from multiple sources, such as employment, rental income, dividends, or other investments. Whatever income is being used, the lender will want to confirm the ongoing and sustainable nature of the income source, your asset and liability position, as well as ongoing and other living expenses. A strong financial position shows your ability to handle money and expenses. If you own enough assets or have sufficient equity in your property, you will be able to use this equity as collateral and can also increase your borrowing power. If you have little to no existing debt and a high asset position, you're more likely to have a much higher borrowing power than someone with much more debt and a lower asset position. For example, even if you have a credit card with a $0 balance that you pay off each month with a high limit, the lender will still use the limit in order to calculate your borrowing power. Expenses are broken down into both discretionary and non-discretionary expenses. Discretionary expenses are expenses that can be changed, such as eating out at nice restaurants and lifestyle expenses. Non-discretionary expenses are the mandatory expenses that need to be paid back each month. For example, a non-discretionary expense can be something like insurance or childcare or even groceries, something that must be ongoing and paid back each month. If your lifestyle expenses are high, this can also impact your ability to borrow, and in some circumstances, you may even need to justify some non-discretionary living expenses and the ongoing nature of these outgoings. Lastly, your credit history will also impact your borrowing power significantly. If you want to get an estimate of how much you can borrow, use the link in our description for our free borrowing power calculator. So what can you do to help increase your borrowing power? The best way to increase your borrowing power and chances of credit approval are to indicate to the lender that you are financially sound and can meet your loan repayments. A simple way is to get rid of unnecessary debt and credit cards. How much debt you currently have will influence your borrowing power to a great extent. Having unnecessary debt, such as credit cards that you don't even use, could significantly deter a lender from the amount they are willing to lend you. Another way is to reduce your expenses. Lenders want to know that you can comfortably meet your repayments, and if they sense you may be living week to week and could be at risk of mortgage stress, this can significantly affect your borrowing power. It's smart to regularly review your expenses and see if you can cut back on any non-discretionary expenses, such as the gym membership you never use. The next one is increasing your savings. Having a good savings history indicates to the lender that you are financially sound, and if your circumstances do change in future, you have a much higher chance of being able to meet the ongoing nature of the repayments. At the same time, the larger the deposit equals the less amount you'll need to borrow. Lastly, you want to be aware of and try and improve your credit score. Your credit report is a reflection of your credit history and includes things such as all inquiries you've had for any credit, as well as any hardship such as defaults. Having an adverse credit history or a bad credit score can significantly reduce your borrowing power, as it indicates to the lender that there's a much higher risk of default on the loan. If you want to learn more about credit scores, watch Lendy's video on our YouTube channel. That's it guys, everything you need to know about borrowing power and the 4 tips you can use to help increase yours. If you're looking for more great tips, you can also join our private Facebook group at Home Loan Hacks Australia, where we talk all things home loans. The link to the group is in the description. Finally, if you found this video helpful, please make sure you give us a thumbs up and ask any questions in the comments section below. If you're looking for more information on other relevant home loan topics, you can check out our videos here or here. See you next time.